Hi, my name is Lyric, and today we're going to be reacting to another Jonny Arnett video. This one is called the NBA just became goofy. From what I saw from the thumbnail, I think this is going to be about I think it's going to be about the MVP race, which has been the most toxic MVP race of all time by far. I think Embiid's going to end up winning it, which I think is deserved. The guy averaged 33 points a game. Top 3 seed, better defense than Jokic. I think Giannis has a good case, but I'm not mad at Embiid winning it at all. I'm definitely not mad about that. So I don't know if that is what this video is about, but I'm assuming because the thumbnail is what it's about. Let's go into it. Always subscribe to Jonny Arnett, great YouTuber. I'm dying over here. Sorry.
So the NBA just agreed upon a new CBA, which stands for the
Collective
Bargaining Agreement. The CBA is essentially the contractual agreement between
What's
the
goofy
owners
about this?
and the players concerning how the league will operate and concerning how the revenue will be split amongst the league.
Yes.
This new CBA goes into effect next season and is scheduled to last for 7 years, unless they will use their mutual opt-out clause in year 6. The best news to come from this is that the NBA won't have a lockout, so we get to keep enjoying basketball. A lockout happens when the players and owners can't come to an agreeable conclusion for a new CBA, which means basketball games can't be played until they do. It's why we had a 66-game season in 2012 and a 50-game season in 1999. Fortunately, we won't have to worry about that happening again, at least for another 6 years. Now there is a lot of changes and adjustments in this new CBA, and I won't be covering everything in this video, but rather the biggest changes that stand out to me. First off, the NBA is establishing a
I agree with this.
65 games played
I agree with
in the
this one.
regular season in order for a player to be eligible
I agree with this
for
change.
an award or for an All-NBA team selection. Most of us seem to be assuming that the league is doing this as a way to combat load management. I appreciate the fact that we're at least open to doing things to discourage load management. But let's be real here. This is such a soft approach by the league, as this requirement accomplishes basically nothing. Let me explain. Although it sounds nice to require a player to play at least 65 regular season games in order to win an award, this was basically already an unwritten rule amongst the league voters. In NBA history, there's been a total of
not for all NBA teams.
Game seasons. And in all of those seasons, only one time did a player win MVP.
Yeah, for MVP, there's definitely been a rule already. Unwritten. That was Bill Walton, by the way.
In 1978.
Yeah.
Only twice has that been done for the Rookie of the Year. Twice for the Defensive Player of the Year, once for the Most Improved Player, and twice for the Sixth Man of the Year. Another way of putting it is that in 82-game seasons, the player who wins the award plays at least 65 games 96.1% of the time. Like I said, this minimum requirement basically changes nothing within the league, but it's a way for the league to claim that they're battling load management without actually doing anything.
They definitely should have done more.
To discourage
they definitely should have done more.
It's basically a virtue signaling politician type move by the NBA.
Damn.
Here's something else to
going
consider.
in on it. Okay.
Last year, the average team played roughly 13 back-to-backs throughout the season, meaning they played a basketball game on 2 consecutive evenings, an average of 13 times. This new minimum would allow a player to miss the second game of every single back-to-back that season and miss an additional 4 games on top of that, and he would still be eligible to win the MVP award. How does that do anything to discourage load management? A 65-game
when you really break it down,
they really don't care about load managing. A 70-game minimum would have at least showed that they're taking the issue seriously, and a 75-game minimum would have proved that they have zero tolerance for load managing. Alas, this is what we got, a requirement that some people are celebrating, but the real ones know that it pretty much accomplishes nothing. Another change is that all NBA
should have done more on that one.
A positionless award. Honestly, this seems like a solid decision in my opinion, as the various positions of basketball
I agree with this one.
start to blend together as the game evolves.
Yeah, way more
positionless
positionless now.
The best players simply for their abilities and production, regardless of their position. You also have to consider how so many players are constantly changing positions throughout the season, so it can be difficult to decide where to place each player from a strict position standpoint. Now, the 3 All-NBA teams will essentially represent the top 5 players in the league, the top 10 players in the league, and the top 15 players in the league.
Which is how it should be.
This
Which is
should
how
make
it
the
should be.
debates all the more exciting and will stir
Yeah.
up even more conversations during the deciding period.
Which I like.
The
Which I
thing that
like.
people are talking about the most, though, is the mid-season tournament that starts.
I don't know much about that. I think if it doesn't have any purpose, I think it should be counting for like a lot of regular season wins. I think that's
around
what should be important
As
about
far
it.
as I can tell, we only have a few details about how the tournament will actually work. So I'm trying to stop myself from jumping to any strong conclusions until we know the full.
I feel like it shouldn't be a thing if it doesn't have any purpose. I feel like it should be something that like has a purpose that like the mid-season tournament should account for like a lot of regular season wins.
But I gotta be honest, this seems like a gimmick, and I have a hard time picturing it going well with audiences. For as long as I've been alive, the single most important goal to start every NBA season was to win the championship. Modern players already don't care about every single event they come up with during All-Star Weekend, so why
Right.
should we expect this one to be any different?
It should
At first,
matter
I
for
had
regular
concerns
season
about
wins.
players load managing these tournament games, seeing how modern players don't want to play more games but less games. But apparently, these tournament games will be naturally baked into the regular season games, which kind of makes me wonder, how is this going to make things any different? And how are those usual regular season games
It should be worth
any
more.
important? Ultimately, I'm more skeptical about the league changes than anything else. I'll gladly admit if I was wrong if the NBA product has improved in the next year or two.
Yeah, well,
Honestly,
we have to
just
see it
don't
first.
how this is it. So what do you guys think? Which part of the new CBA are you the most excited?
There
or
are good
disappointed
ideas.
about?
If it's like a single elimination tournament with all the teams in the league, and like the more you further get on into the tournament, the more regular season you win. So like winning the end tournament gets you like 20 regular season wins. I feel like that'd be a really exciting thing to do because it gave more spice to like that like mid-season fatigue, middle of the regular season where like it's like, all right, you know, a lot of people get fatigued and they stop really watching, you know.
Wow. Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and
course, man.
subscribe for more basketball content.
Like
I'll see you guys
and subscribe to
next
Jonny
time.
Arnett as always. All right, so that was an interesting video. What do you think about these new changes, and how do you think the in-season tournament? How would you personally make it to make it interesting? In my opinion, I kind of gave my opinion on it, but yeah. See you guys in the next one. Bye.